All right. Good morning, sunshines. Welcome to the maiden voyage of this YouTube channel. YouTube videos was not something I ever thought I'd be doing, but here we are, so let's not make it awkward. I'll try not to make it awkward. You guys just get to watch. We're gonna do a Dutch pour today, and I have two 12 by 24 canvases. These are gessoed with black already, and it's going to be a split pour. So first I'm going to go ahead and protect the back with tape so we keep it clean. I'll probably speed up this footage so you don't have to suffer through it, but at least you'll see what happens here. Maybe learn a few things or not. Alright, so what I typically do is I have a popsicle stick that I keep handy to actually press the tape down so that it doesn't lift when I'm painting. If you don't do that, sometimes the paint just sneaks under there. Anyway. You know what? I forgot scissors, so I'm just going to use a knife here. You don't have to put it all the way to the edge. In fact, it's probably better if you don't. You just kind of get it close, because as you're touching it, it'll start to lift and you'll get paint under there as well. I know some probably don't care because it's the back, but you know, I like to keep it clean, so make it looks nicer, a little more professional, if you will. All right, there you have it, taped. What I'm gonna do now, here, let me just get rid of this tape and this knife, is I'm gonna get the pins in the back so we can lift it off of the table and the paint can, you know, run off freely, and then we'll go ahead and level it. So I just bought these little push pins. Actually, they're not little, these are the bigger ones off of Amazon. Pretty inexpensive, easy to get. Now, these aren't gallery wrapped canvases, so I don't have that little bead area where you can easily push these in, so I just kind of find a spot in the wood here and go ahead and push them in. I don't know if you can hear that plastic sound, but my cat is probably going to cause a catastrophe and rip the plastic off the table. Hopefully not. All right, there we go. So now we're going to want to make sure they're level before we do anything else, because once the paint's on there, you don't want it shifting off the side while it sits and dries, so we'll go ahead and make sure that's good. I always do both sides, especially with these longer canvases. All right, great. Okay. we should be ready to go. So I think I mentioned before that this is going to be a split pour, a diptych. It's going to be a split with black and white. So I have Artist Loft Flow Acrylic in black mixed with, it's about 2 to 1 with Floetrol and a little bit of water to thin it down. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's consistency. It's not leaving much of a trace. It's not leaving a puddle or a a triangle at the bottom. It's just running straight in. And the white should be about the same. Just straight back in. I don't want it too thick. It needs to be able to move, and the paint needs to be able to flow. So this is Artist Loft White Flow Acrylic. These are all mixed the same. All the colors are mixed about 2 to 1. 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, and then water to just thin it a bit. Alright, so let's get this started. So I'm just gonna put black on the top here, on the bottom here, and white opposite, and then we'll get our colors down. I'm gonna have to move this because the paint's gonna pour everywhere. I'll show you our colors in a moment. Alright, here goes nothing. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out, by the way. I haven't used these colors all together before, and I don't think I've done a diptych before, to be honest. I kind of stick with square 12 by 12s, 10 by 10s. But this should work. We'll see. Crossing my fingers. Alright. I'm going to blow that out first before I add the white. So I'm just using a regular hairdryer here. I actually duct tape a smaller nozzle. It's a little smaller this way, but a little wider. I kind of like the wider mouth, so. Not enough paint on this one. Let's get a little more. Make sure I get those corners. Now I will keep a little paint back, but I don't flood and blow over the paint. Like if you watch Rinska, how she does, it just doesn't seem to work very well for me. She's a pro, I'm not, so we do what works. All right, I just mixed this paint about an hour ago, so there's a lot of bubbles, which I'm gonna pop here. You don't want to leave bubbles in there after you pour your paint, when they tend to pop and show the canvas through your paint, and so, not as nice. Oh, yeah. Hair. I do have 2 cats. That's going to be a common theme. So I'll just make sure I've covered the sides on this. I know it's black, but, you don't want to see bare canvas if you can help it. You can just wipe up some of the paint off of your table if you need to help cover. I'll get my paper towel here. All right, let's get the white on there. As you can see, my paint's pretty thin, which helps with blowing it out, obviously. I like to use the hairdryer. I have my fancy spatula, but I just find the hairdryer's a little easier for me. I don't like the divots that it leaves in the paint when I use the spatula. Probably just because I'm not very good at using it. All right, let's blow that out. Okay. So as you can see, I'm not trying to be exactly precise. It doesn't have to be a straight line here. As long as the canvas is covered and it's approximately in the middle, I think it makes it more interesting, to be honest. When you have little variations in the lines. Out of the way here. Make sure this canvas is covered. I'll have to come back there and check later from your side because I can't see that. It's a little harder to cover since I'm using the black canvas, but should be okay, and we can touch up anything that doesn't get covered after we pour. Alright. Okay, that is done. I'll pop the bubbles in there too. And we got a hair. All right, I think we are ready to put down some colors. So I'll just go ahead and show you what I have here today. So I've got Artist Loft Metallic Blue. I have Liquitex Dioxazine Purple, Arteza Silver, Artist Loft Light Blue, Arteza Gold. I'd actually like to be using the Deco Art 24 karat, but apparently it's like actual gold when trying to acquire it. So we'll make do with that for today. And this one is actually Modern Master Rose Gold. So, all right, let's get this down. I'm only going to use a tiny bit of the purple. I really just want to use the other colors, but I'd just a touch purple. All right, so I'm just going to, maybe a little more of that. I actually really like this color. This is actually a metallic, so hopefully we'll get a little shimmer from that. And our purple, and just a touch of this. I must have had way too much coffee today. I'm shaking. I apologize. Silver. I actually haven't used these Arteza silver or gold yet, so typically the metallics give you a nice cell reaction, so I'm hoping for much of the same, but I guess we'll see. Light blue will look nice against the black, I think. Alright, Arteza gold. So this painting's actually for my daughter. And she wants these for above her bedroom, above her bed rather, in her bedroom. So hopefully this works out and she loves it, of course. Just move these out of the way. Bubbles. All right. Oh, moment of truth. I'm not sure how I intend to blow this out yet. Probably just gonna do one up and one down for either and see what we get. All right, here we go. Actually, you know what? I will flood the canvas a little bit. I'm just not gonna blow it over. I just want it to have enough to move. I guess I should have done that all the way across, eh? I'm a little nervous. I hope this turns out. These are fair, decent sized canvases that I don't really want to waste. All right, here we go. Wow. That actually looks really nice. That's really selling up with that, the rose gold. Oh boy. All right, maybe we'll blow this out a little bit. I might have to do this off camera. I can't really lean over here. Oh, some bubbles. Maybe touch it just a touch. See what we get there. I don't like to have a whole lot of cells, so I try not to torch too much. But okay, I'm gonna try and do a little bit of blowing and come back to you here. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so you haven't really missed much. I didn't blow too much of it out. I didn't want to mess with it, to be honest, because the more you fool around with it, the more opportunity you have to ruin it. That's been my experience anyway. So I did blow out a couple areas, like about here, a tiny bit in there, and a little bit in here. But I think I'm gonna just leave it as is. I mean, it's meant to be fairly simple. And hopefully she likes it. One thing I will tell you though is make sure that you guys are scraping the bottom of your canvas, because if you have a lot of paint on here, these drips will continue to pull the paint off of your work, and you have the potential to come back in a bit and find that all your hard work is now on the table because these drips have been pulling the paint off the side. You can come back maybe in 15 minutes, just come and check again, see if there's any drips, go ahead and scrape them again. If you're level, you probably won't see a whole lot of that, but you know, even when you move your painting, if you're on a crappy table or, you know, maybe an older table like this is an older table and it actually has leaves that fold down. So I can't guarantee that it's level from over here to over here. So just come in, scrape your edges, make sure that you get rid of those drips. Save yourself the heartache. So I'm going to take you down and I'll show you what it looks like without studio lights on. Alright, so I still have the studio lights on here, but here I'll take you down for a close-up. That looks pretty nice. I love the cells in this. The like I said, the metallics tend to create some pretty interesting cells. Like, look at that. Maybe should have went a little lighter on the rose gold, but it does create some interesting cells for sure. Okay, so let me switch studio lights off here. Okay, so I've tilted my studio lights up because it's actually too dark in here to show you if I turn them off, but I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a bit of shimmer in that. Like, can you see that? It's that metallic blue, and of course the silver gold and the rose gold, but wow. I may resin this before I give it to her. But that's it, guys. There you have it. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude this video for today. Couple things I want to show you before I go, though, is if you're interested in learning how to protect your paintings, seal, you can either resin or you can try using a gloss varnish. So I do have a couple of small 12x12s here that I need to seal, and I'm going to use a Liquitex gloss varnish on these. So if you want to see that, maybe tune in, maybe subscribe, because I will be posting a video about that in the future. Also, if you like alcohol ink work at all, and this is just one of the pieces that I've done recently, and you want to learn how to do the alcohol ink art, or if you want to learn how to mount it on something like a cradle board and how to protect it, you can also subscribe, and I'll be posting a video on that as well. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm primarily going to be focusing on acrylic pouring, such as this, and acrylic inks and alcohol inks. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe and tune in, because I will be posting. Hopefully, I'm shooting for once a week, but I do have a full-time job, so we may have small periods where that can't be possible, but that's what we're shooting for. So once a week. So if you're interested in seeing more acrylic pouring or alcohol inks, you want to learn how to varnish, protect. I do have resin as well, which I actually have no experience with. I'm going to be doing that to probably a couple smaller canvases just to test. But if you want to kind of learn with me, tune in. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making it. If you want to see more, I hope you'll come back, and we'll see you again soon. All right, bye for now.